Alright, so I took a little break after creating my last video because I was caught up with a bunch of stuff, but now I finally got some free time, so that's why I'm here now. Well anyways, I took a liking to making these kind of videos, and during that little break that I took, I stumbled upon Blue Period. Quick note before I continue is that I'm going to be stating my thoughts that I had throughout the manga, so there's going to be a lot of spoilers ahead, so please do not continue if you haven't read it or plan to. But before that, I'll do a short little overview because if you didn't know, the manga is receiving an anime adaptation that will be releasing later this year, so I hope that I can give you an idea of what it's about so that you know you can check it out if you want to. And for the love of God, please don't pull a test and stop watching at the timestamp on the screen before we get into spoilers. Alright, let's get into it. So a little backstory to the manga is that it's a coming-of-age story created by Tsubasa Yamaguchi in June 2017. As of now, it currently has 9 volumes out with an even ranking number 4 on the Kono Manga Sugoi list of Best Manga of 2019 for my readers. Throughout the story, you follow the life of Yatara Eguchi, who is a delinquent-like character that while although very smart and can pursue just about anything, there isn't really anything that catches his eye. He deals with the frustration and emptiness every day of not being his true self and using a lot of mild actions to fill that gap. He's basically a guy that while although seemingly perfect on the outside, has no real foundation on the inside. But despite all this, by chance he saw a painting in his school art room that was full of color and mystery as he looked upon it, which led him to being deeply fascinated and immersed into what he was seeing, which is something that never happened to him before. He basically saw this as a way to fill that gap of emptiness and give his life new meaning by doing something that he wanted to for once. As you follow his journey, you get to see how he grows and develops throughout the story as he slowly starts to find his place not only in art, but in life. I would definitely recommend this one as it's completely different from all the other slice of life seen in manga, as this one actually teaches you things about art and carries some amazingly written characters. It was something that kept me captivated and wanted more each time. So I'd definitely say give it a good 2 chapters to see if you like it, and if you don't, well, I hope you find another. So now we're about to transition into my thoughts on the story and what I've read so far. So this is going to be the spoiler warning before we head in too deep. While reading Blue Period, it gave me an experience that you rarely get in a manga. From an amazing story and art to the spark of inspiration of me feeling warm inside and wanting to pick up a pencil and draw. Not only is it about art, but it touches up on a lot of other things, with the 2 main things being feelings perspective. A thing that I picked up from the story is that the way that we all see the world is built around perspective. So the way that we all see something is based on how we feel about it or where we look. As most of the time we build an opinion or understanding of something based on how we look or approach a certain scenario, which then affects what choices or decisions that you make. It's the fun little lessons like that that make the story interesting, as no matter what it is, there's always a tad bit of art thrown into it. I really love that factor because it gives the reader a chance to see things in a different light, leaving us with a feeling that we're learning and experiencing certain events as the main character is. Blue Period has allowed me to see more of the things around me and appreciate art a bit more, as it's the little details that we always seem to overlook that make up a full picture. The best example and the one that made me realize this was when Yatara was trying to get his mom to let him go to Jiedai. He then presented a drawing that he had done of his mom standing in the kitchen. He would then proceed to tell her about all the things that he never would have realized if he had never picked up art. As he started to ramble about them, it made me realize that we all overlook so many things. I'd be lying if I said it didn't make me stop to do a little thinking, as I thought about the many encounters and things that people did for me that although I didn't really understand why or what they were going through, but they took the time to help or care for me. I know I keep bringing in moments from my life, so I hope you don't mind. After the event, seeing how devoted his parents were in helping him pursue his dream, it was just really heartwarming. I loved seeing him grow as a person as he started to put in more effort to his art, while taking advice from those greater than him and being willing to understand and learn. And within the later chapters, you can really see how far he has come. Alright, off to the characters. There's even this one character, Yuji, that's almost like his friend, maybe a rival, I really don't know what to call it. He's basically a crossdresser that came to his school a while back and pretty much got everyone's attention. Upon their first encounter, it seemed that they would be more of rivals than anything else. And while although it didn't look like much of a friendship would form, it ended up being one of those, and that was pretty nice to see. And that factor in the story makes it really easy to see that Ryuji is having trouble with being who he is, as we see him at his lowest when he decides not to go to school and even witness him crying on some occasions after some pretty hard-hitting events. It doesn't even stop there, as it seems there are even family issues involved. Okay, if I'm being 100% honest with you, I really thought he was a girl and would be like the main character's love interest or something. And heck, I was even hell-bent on it being a translation mistake, so if that doesn't tell you I'm dumb, I don't know what will. But hey, even though that wasn't the case, I really don't mind, as they are an amazing character and I'm enjoying their role in the story so far. One more thing is how they portrayed his friend group. They came across as the generic bad guys, and it seemed that they would peer pressure him to do things or hold him back. But it was surprising to see how supportive they were and were really there for Yatara when he wanted to pursue his dream. That's the thing about this one, it has a little something for everyone, and while it takes all these turns of plot, it all comes back around to art. It really comes to show how this thing really is amazing. Reading each chapter feels as if I'm experiencing something different, as I get really immersed into them and take my time to read and see everything for what it is. I just really wanted to get this video out because it's something amazing, and who would I be not to share it? Heck, even the name is a big art reference to the Picasso's blue period when Picasso would only paint in shades of blue and blue-green. Well, anyway, I think it's a good time to wrap this one up. This manga is truly amazing and deserves all the praise that it gets. And yeah, I hope that you guys have a good day and you stay safe out there and you accomplish whatever you set out to do. And yeah, check out the anime if you want or read the manga. It doesn't matter. I hope that you guys find some enjoyment out of this. And I really do hope that this video was somewhat enjoyable because I'm really been trying to get into this video style and I want to get better at what I'm doing. And I want to be able to, make sure that everybody that's watching this actually has a good time and they're not just watching it because I asked for them to watch it or something. I don't know. Well, anyways, I hope that you guys really did enjoy this one. So yeah, peace.